Okay, after much more mess and much more bead scratching, I've got got these welded in. I can't quite get in there from here at the moment, so the tops of them I haven't done, but I've put a strengthening plate or a brace in the corner of both of them, so it's cinched in and welded to that front datum point now on both sides. So I let off the bracket, the ratchet strap, and it didn't move, which was really good. So after that I continued with a final weld along here. Nice thick final weld. Yeah, so that's nice and strong now. It's all one piece. There's a lot of steel there, a lot more than there was originally, so it's definitely nice and strong. I'm still going to run brackets on the inside at the front corner anyway, probably just a triangle piece at the top and one at the bottom, and that'll really stop any side intrusion from getting this thing off square if it ever gets hit. It's pretty strong. I mean, I'd hate to think of the other car that hits this thing if it ever does, because this is a lot of steel right here. So anyway, basically what I'm trying to do now is work out what to do next. I've decided that I'm gonna leave this till last and try and work on these front sections at least while I've got these on, because then I know that they're going to be square to this. That's the idea. And I've also got this cross section here, and that'll really strengthen this up. Then while this is in, I can weld a bar right across and then work off of that. It's difficult to try and hold yourself back from just cutting stuff up. This is, you know, delicate work really, trying to keep as many things in as I can before I have to cut them off. Things like these holes here, you know, they're pretty important, because what I'll do is I'll take measurements from that hole to here, and then this hole, you know, up to somewhere up here, and I'll write that down and I'll take that measurement as well. So that way I have a triangle, and when I go to put the new bar in, the idea I've got is just to, this is 11 centimeters wide. I don't think it's going to really matter if it's 10. I plan on just following the top plane. So the top plane will be the measurement that I go off, and then when I get down here, I don't think it matters at all. It seems to be a little thinner there, and then it widens up here, and then it sort of comes back in. So it's only really going to be this little area here that I'll have to add onto later on. So my idea is to make up some, I'm not too sure yet, but maybe weld some steel that's bent and gives me a point, and then some more steel that gives me another point up here. And this is bent anyway, so I'm just going to try and go for a known point here, and then maybe just cut it, and then start from scratch on this point and keep it parallel to this beam. So this plane here, say for instance this line right there, cut, put a section there, probably longer than what I'll need. I don't want to go too long because I can't get in and out of the garage, so for the moment I'm going to leave. Once these are on and this is in, and I think there's another section of bar that comes through. There is another piece that comes through I haven't got, but once these are in and then this one's in, I'll be more confident then to take it off of its leveling jacks, and I can probably sit the whole thing down on the ground before I even put it on wheels. I thought about it. It might be much easier for me to work on in the garage if it was all on the floor, because I'll be building up the sides maybe first. No, probably the front section actually. Come to think of it, I'll probably do the front cab area first. So that'll entail the floor. So once I've built this, then I can go above it. Or shall I go out and then find the end points and make those brackets up, and then take my measurements, maybe bring a vertical bar up that I can take measurements from to keep everything square, and then get the final length. Get this bar, well, it's just a box section. I'll put it in and then cut in what I need to cut in later on. Handbrake, and I'd say there's some other stuff put onto it. So from what I can gather, it's roughly there. So yeah, I'll just continue, I suppose, and see how I go. But yeah, very happy with that. The distances here didn't change. It's still under a little bit of pressure, but I don't think the movement is going to be that much. It didn't move on the other side, so I'm happy with that. The more I put on, the stronger it's going to be, so I definitely think tacking something in there for the moment is a good idea. Maybe I can just weld one of them like that, and that'll stop it coming in. I'll just do that now quickly. I know it's not been cleaned, but I'll do it anyway. That's a tack anyway, so theoretically I can knock this out now and there you go, so it didn't move. That's all I was after. So that's out of the way. I definitely don't want to attack any of this just yet. I did think about cutting along this area here on both sides and actually lifting this whole thing away, which wasn't a bad idea, but once again, the more I cut away, the less measurements I can take. So I like to just keep them all here for the moment, and then hopefully it helps me out in the long run, because at the end of the day, you know, all I'm trying to do is just get this back to a point where it's drivable, or at least rolling, And if I want to continue on with it or sell it off, I don't know, but the idea is just to, you know, get it from where it was sitting in the mud, totally rusted away, to an actual car, which was my challenge, and hopefully I get there. I just keep plugging away every day and slowly catch the monkey. Alright, I'll bring it back.